Welcome back to the Switch Retrospective, where we remember the best moments from the OG Nintendo Switch before we get our hands on the Nintendo Switch 2, and then we forget about the first one. We are now in March of 2023, and the very first thing that I played wasn't actually a new game. No, it was Wave 4 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. You know what that means? 8 more Mario Kart tracks are now ready to play. The selection is once again pretty solid, with some bangers like DK Summit, Waluigi Stadium, and also the brand new Yoshi's Island track, which is actually really well made. This one is based on the SNES game of the same name and even uses sounds from that game. The coins are different, the beginning and the ending music is a remix of Yoshi's Island, and most of the enemies you do encounter on that track come right out of the game. Seriously, this is a really well made track and I loved it. There's also 3 Mario Kart Tour tracks based on real life places, and well, they are okay, I suppose. A new character is also now available, Birdo, and this actually marks the first time a character has been added to the game, which is something in itself. The main new game I played during that month was the brand new Bayonetta spin-off called Cereza and the Lost Demon. And well, this one was actually really fun. In this top-down game, you control both Cereza and her demon, Cheshire, and the way the game works is that half the controller is dedicated to Cereza and the other half to Cheshire. Basically, you control one character with the left stick and the ZL button, and the other one with the right stick and the ZR button. This sounds very confusing at first, but it works surprisingly well. The game focuses on exploration and puzzle solving, and you'll gain new abilities as you play the game, allowing you to visit new areas and such. The game also features some fights against enemies, and using both characters at once leads to some amazing combos. Not gonna lie, after last year's Bayonetta 3 fiasco, this game brought me back into the Bayonetta series, and now, well, I want another spin-off like this one. There wasn't a proper Nintendo Direct that month, and instead we got a Super Mario Bros. Movie Direct, where we learn a bit more about the movie and even got a sneak peek at the opening scene. The movie actually looks really good. And while we're on the topic of really good looking things, a video featuring Eiji Aonuma, the producer of Tears of the Kingdom, popped up near the end of the month, and this was a gameplay demonstration to tell us more about some new abilities that the game will feature. The craziest one that was shown was the Fuse ability, which allows Link to fuse objects together to create new stuff. For example, you can mix up a tree branch and a rock to create a hammer, or you can fuse 2 long sticks, creating a very long stick. This may seem like nothing at first, but it looks like we can pretty much fuse anything that exists in this world, so the possibilities are endless. The second ability that was unheard of was the Ultra Hand ability, and with this new power, you can kinda glue things together to create bigger and better things. In this demo, 3 wooden logs were fused together, and 2 propellers were added, and bada bing bada boom, we now have a boat! I can't believe it, this is going to be so useful! This presentation also introduced a brand new Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED bundle with special Joy-Cons and a crazy cool looking dock. Man, if only I didn't have 3 Switches already! Oh, and also a Pro Controller was revealed. You know I'll have to get this one. It's time for April, and well, it is the month where Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp came out. The game was originally supposed to come out in 2021, but suffered so many delays. But now it's here, and well, it's actually decent. The game kind of reminds me of the Fire Emblem series, as it is a turn-based game where you move your units on a battlefield and you try to destroy your opponents by capturing their HQ. Oh yes, I guess I didn't mention it, but these games are actually remakes of Game Boy Advance games, but they look way better now. I have yet to beat both games, but they're pretty fun, and if you enjoy the battles in Fire Emblem, well, you'll definitely also enjoy this game. I also decided to get Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, which is a collection of all the GBA Mega Man Battle Network games, and apparently they're quite good. I say apparently because I haven't played it yet. Eventually I'm sure I'll get to it. Aside from those 2 games, I don't think I played much during the month, but thankfully a couple trailers were released by Nintendo to hype us up about upcoming games. First off, we got the pre-launch trailer for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, this time focusing a bit more on the story, and well, once again, the game cannot come any sooner! My excitement levels were off the charts at this point. Thankfully, a trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC was there to bring the hype back down. No, I'm kidding. I know Xenoblade is a great series, I just don't play it. But eventually, I'll feel and share the hype, guys, I promise. While we didn't get a Nintendo Direct during April, we were blessed with an Indie World showcase that revealed a couple of cool looking games, including Animal Well, a game published by Big Mode, which is Video Game Donkey's game studio. It was pretty hilarious to see Donkey on an official Nintendo Direct, acting as goofy as ever. The presentation was worth it just for that, and the game actually looks really good, to be honest. Oh, May is now here, and well, I spent the entire month playing one single game, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Yup, it's finally here, after years of development, years of expectations going up, years of hype building up, and well, did they deliver? Yeah, they did! While this game reuses the world of Hyrule from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I never felt like I was revisiting the first game, cause everything has evolved and changed quite a lot. New buildings have been added in pretty much every single location, enemy camps have spawned left and right, the towers that allow you to uncover the map are located in different places, and most of the locations from the first game have actually changed quite a lot. For example, Death Mountain no longer features lava all over it, meaning you can now explore the craters and climb to places you could never hope to reach before. Obviously, the main addition to this game is the sky, which is now explorable and contains floating islands featuring hidden chests and collectibles. You can use the Ultra Hand mechanic to build yourself flying vehicles to explore the world. And well, this is a type of game that can be played for hours upon hours, and yet there's always new things to explore, new secrets to uncover, and your to-do list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. In addition to the sky and the ground floor, there is also an underground area that we get to explore. And guess what? This area is as big as Hyrule itself! It's all dark and gloomy down there, and enemies are very nasty and dangerous, and this actually changes the vibe completely. I had so much fun exploring the underground, and well, I spent way too much time down there. The shrines from the first game return, but there's now 150 of them, and well, they're all super fun to play. Considering the game allows you to fuse things together, to build flying vehicles and whatnot, you can pretty much solve every single puzzle in very different ways, and that's the beauty of this game. No two playthroughs are alike. It is such a good game, and definitely one of the greatest games of all time. It's hard to believe that the Nintendo Switch can contain the entirety of Tears of the Kingdom, especially when other open world games don't look and play as good. You can feel the passion and love the developers put into that game, and to be honest, I don't know how Nintendo can actually top that game. It is the ultimate Zelda experience. It was also during that month that all of the Super Mario Advance games were released on the Nintendo Switch Online GBA app, as Super Mario Advance 1, 2, and 3 were added to the library. The fourth one was there already, but it's great to have the whole package in one single place now. Okay, it's time for June, and well, the month was pretty bare and empty in terms of releases. The thing is, there was a Nintendo Direct to save the day, so let's check it out. It started off with the announcement of some DLC packs for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh great, that's totally what everyone was looking forward to. No, don't fix the buggy game, just add more paid DLC to it. That will work for sure. Jokes aside, I know people have come to terms with the fact that Scarlet and Violet are broken messes, and they will probably always be, but the games are fun anyways. So yeah, DLC is in the works and coming in fall. A new 2D Sonic game has also been revealed called Sonic Superstars, and well, it looks alright I guess. You can play as many characters, each with different abilities, so that's neat. Remember the rumors about a new Detective Pikachu game that was in the works? Well, there you go, it's official now! Detective Pikachu Returns will come out to the Nintendo Switch in October. This next announcement was about to completely break me though. A remake of the classic SNES game Super Mario RPG has been revealed, and holy crap, I screamed a lot when this was shown. Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars had always been in my top 10 games of all times, and I played this one multiple times as a kid, so seeing it back in HD was just too much for me to handle. There were a few rumors about a remake of this game being in the works, but I didn't believe those, so obviously when I realized this was all true, I was in shock. The game will be released this year in November. After that, some footage of a new Princess Peach game was also quickly discussed during the Direct. It didn't really reveal that much, but having Princess Peach as the main character of her own game is pretty cool. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon HD was also revealed during the Direct, and well, it's Luigi's Mansion too. It's a good game, but not one that I'm particularly in love with. So yeah, it's cool I guess. Some footage of the new Mario & Rabbids 2 DLC was shown, and well, it was revealed to come out the same day. More footage for Pikmin 4 was also shown, revealing more about the story and the gameplay and how the game differs from the previous entries. I have to admit that I'm in love with the new camera perspective. It makes you feel so small in this big world. Typically, in other Pikmin games, you fly in your spaceship to get out of the planet before nighttime because scary creatures appear at night, but for the first time, we will get to fight those big bad monsters. As a new type of Pikmin, the Glow Pikmin is here to help us out. These green floating little guys are built for intense battle, and well, I'm really looking forward to trying this game next month. To help us wait for this upcoming gem, both Pikmin 1 and 2 were released digitally to the Nintendo Switch right after the presentation. Okay, I didn't see that one coming. That means that the entire Pikmin mainline series can now be played on Switch. That's big. Those games have aged like fine wine, and they're so much fun to play. They're now in glorious HD, and they look better than ever. I actually gave myself the mission of completing both these games before the release of the 4th, and well, I'm happy to report that I did it! I actually enjoyed my time with both these games, and well, they're classics that I love to replay every now and then. Alright, I need to focus, okay, cause we were talking about the Nintendo Direct. Next up was news about the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 5, and this one will introduce a brand new racetrack, Squeaky Clean Sprint. Yo, this one looks dope. You race in a giant bathroom going down the drain and above a toilet. That's pretty cool. More characters are also making their way to the game: Petey Piranha, Wiggler, and Kamek. This wave is planned to release during the summer of this year, so once it comes out, I'll tell you more about it. We're not done yet, cause a new WarioWare game was also revealed during the Direct, and this one looks like a traditional WarioWare. It seems to use motion controls a lot and looks very similar to Smooth Moves on the Nintendo Wii. And to be fair, that's a great thing! Smooth Moves was one of the best WarioWare games ever! This new game comes out in November, so the holiday season is starting to get packed with games. If you want to try this and other upcoming games, Nintendo also announced they were having their own event in Seattle called Nintendo Live 2023. I really wanted to go there, but sadly you had to register to a random drawing system and hope to win the tickets to go. And the event was also only open to people from the United States. So as I'm in Canada, I couldn't go. Bummer. New amiibo figures of Zelda and Ganondorf were also shown and planned to release during the holiday, and they look great, especially Ganondorf. Look at that sexy dude! Mario Wonder was shown! That's right, the Direct ended with the reveal of a brand new 2D Mario game! And wow, it doesn't look like New Super Mario Bros! Finally, something different! The art style in this one is so good looking and every character is so expressive. There seems to be a new power-up that actually messes up with the level itself, bringing life to green pipes, allowing Mario to be extra long, turning Mario into a spiky boulder, and it seems to do so much more. This trailer was packed with gameplay, and well, the game looks phenomenal. And Mario can be a freaking elephant! Okay, when does this come out? October? Oh, where am I gonna get all the money to buy all of these games? This Direct was so good! It had games for everyone, and games that are coming out this year too! The fact that we didn't get any news about Metroid Prime 4 is starting to be a bit worrying at this point, but I guess we'll just wait and see. Funny enough, Nintendo also posted a trailer for another unannounced upcoming game a couple days after the Direct. What is it? Everybody Want to Switch. Yup, the infamous sequel is actually a thing. If you don't remember, some rumors discussed this game in June of 2022, and apparently back then it had tested very negatively and it was described as boring. Well, 1 year later, and I'm happy to report that, yeah, it is boring. Alright, let's be fair with the game. It is way better than the original Want to Switch, but you know, that doesn't mean much. The game allows you to use your smartphone to play it, and it uses different gimmicks like the motion sensors inside of it or the camera to take pictures of your surroundings. And basically, it feels like a poor man's version of the Jackbox party game series. But yeah, it's the type of game that you play for an hour or so, and after that you never touch it again. Just like the first one to Switch. A new Prince of Persia game was also announced during the month, and this one looks pretty interesting. It is a 2D Metroidvania where you explore a giant world and fight evil monsters to recover your hidden powers. As a fan of the Prince of Persia Sands of Time trilogy, I'm really looking forward to this one. July is here, and the month started with another trailer for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 5 of the DLC. And now we know about upcoming tracks such as Nicobbq Cape, Los Angeles Laps, Moonview Highways, Athens Dash, Daisy Cruiser, Sunset Wild, Vancouver Velocity, and Squeaky Clean Sprint, the track that was also shown last month. It's gonna be a pretty solid lineup once again, and well, only 6 days after this trailer, well, the DLC was out. And once again, well, it's more Mario Kart. What else is there to say? Those tracks are all pretty entertaining, especially Squeaky Clean Sprint, that just looks fantastic. I had a lot of fun playing this DLC, but yeah, I was looking forward to another game that came out a few days later. Pikmin 4 is here, and wow, what a ride that was! I remember reading an interview given by Shigeru Miyamoto back in 2015 where he was saying that the game was, quote-unquote, close to completion. Well, 8 years later and the game is now done. Dang, this took a while. This fourth game is by far my favorite entry in the whole franchise. While it keeps the staples of the Pikmin series, being that you explore a vast world and collect items that you bring back to your ship, it managed to improve on every aspect of it. The new camera that now follows you at ground level changes the perspective and actually makes the exploration feel much better. The two new Pikmin types, while not revolutionary, actually adds so much to the world of Pikmin. Being able to freeze puddles of water to create new paths for your other Pikmins to take allows you to optimize your time, and the new night mode is just very satisfying. Basically, a bunch of enemies will rush on your Lumic Knoll, which is basically a Pikmin nest, and your goal is to defend it at all costs while exploring the world to gather more glow pellets to gain more Pikmins. The dark and spooky caves from Pikmin 2 are back in Pikmin 4, and they're better than ever. I love going down dark paths to defeat enemies and to find the lost items. There's also a new dog thing animal creature that now follows you at all times, allowing you to jump to reach new areas and also to cross bodies of water with all of your Pikmins. This cute doggy is really lovely and actually makes the game way more fun. This game also features Dandori battles, which act as a replacement to the bingo battles found in the previous games, and while Dandori is pretty fun, it's a bit less interesting. Captain Olimar and Louie are back in this one too, and there's even a game mode involving Olimar having to find his spaceship pieces, just like he does in the first game. All in all, this game is a love letter to every single Pikmin fan, and even those that have never played a Pikmin game before will have fun trying this one out. I also decided to pick up Disney Illusion Island during the month of July because it looked fun, and yeah, it's kind of okay. It's nothing special, but it's a fun game to play in handheld mode while you watch TV. Two new games were released for the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy app, and it's none other than Zelda Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. These two games are classics, and it's great to see them both on the app. Originally, if you played one of the two games, it would give you a password that you could use on the second game to visit a secret dungeon, and well, this functionality has also been brought back, so it's pretty cool. Welcome to August, and this was a rather slow month in terms of Nintendo's first-party releases. And by slow, I mean that there were none. Thankfully, I was still playing the Pikmin games, so I didn't care that much. We got a port of Red Dead Redemption for the Switch, and well, I've heard great things about it. I have yet to play it, but it's there anyways. The Rayman DLC for Mario Sparks of Hope was finally released, and well, I didn't play that one. Dang, I'm really slacking. Two presentations occurred during the month, a Direct and a Pokemon Presents. And well, let's start with the Pokemon presentation first. It was... okay. We got more information about the new Detective Pikachu game, more Pokemon Unite updates, some Pokemon Cafe remix stuff, and Pokemon Trading Card Game is now coming to the Nintendo Switch Game Boy app. Cool, I guess. Pokemon Stadium 2 was also revealed for the N64 Switch app, and we already knew it was coming eventually, but well, now's the day. Some Terra Raid battle events involving Mew and Mewtwo were revealed for Scarlet and Violet, as well as a new trailer for the upcoming Area Zero DLC. All in all, if you were a Pokemon fan, I guess this presentation had good stuff for you, but personally, I didn't care that much about it. Maybe this was because I was too focused on the upcoming Super Mario Bros. Wonder Direct presentation that occurred on the 31st, and wow, 15 minutes of Mario Wonder goodness! Exactly what I needed! This Direct basically told us more about what to expect from the game, revealing the worlds we'd explore, the enemies we would fight, the characters we would be able to play as, the new power-ups we would obtain, and basically it told us everything we needed to know before playing the game. A Nintendo Switch OLED Red Mario Edition was also revealed during the Direct, and well, it looks red, it looks good. September is here, and it's time for the Nintendo Live event in Seattle. But just before it started, we got a Treehouse Live that showed us more Mario Wonder gameplay, and well, it looks really good. The first part of the paid DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet finally launched, and well, just like the main game, I've heard mixed opinions about it. Some say it's really well made and fun, but just like the main game, it's still laggy and buggy as ever, which is a big bummer. I didn't play it, and I don't really intend to, because I mean, if Game Freak ain't gonna fix the game, I'm not gonna give them my money. I'm a man of principle. As it is the case with almost every month of September, we were treated with a big classic Nintendo Direct presentation. It started off with a new trailer regarding the Side Order DLC expansion pass for Splatoon 3. And well, it looks so cool! Basically, it seems like this will be a roguelike game mode, meaning that you will defeat hordes of enemies and gain new abilities after each floor. These abilities will make your character stronger and will allow you to move through the game. If you get defeated, you lose all of those perks and will start from the beginning. Okay, you know what? I am sold. This DLC actually pushes the Splatoon series into a new direction, and I really enjoy this. I can't wait to play it when it releases in spring of next year. Whew, okay, that's a bit far off, but I'll wait. A new Mario vs. Donkey Kong game was also shown during the presentation, and oh wait, never mind, it's not a new game, it's just a remake of the classic GBA game. Well, you know what, this was a pretty solid game nonetheless, so I'm looking forward to the remake. More footage of that cool looking Prince of Persia game was also shown, and the game was given a release date of January 18, 2024. A remake of the Nintendo DS series, Trace Memory, and its sequel were revealed to be coming out on the Switch under the name Another Code Recollection. I've heard good things about the game, so yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it. Remember that Princess Peach game that was teased during the last Nintendo Direct? Well, here is more information regarding it. It's called Princess Peach Showtime, and in it, Peach will gain cool abilities to defeat enemies. In the trailer, we saw Peach with a sword, Peach as a detective, Ninja Peach, and more. I'm still unsure what the game is all about, as it seems really simple, but I'll still give it a chance once it releases on March 22. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD was given a new trailer showing a bit more about the game, But yeah, I mean, we know everything that is to know about the game. It's a 3DS remake. One thing that we didn't know was this next announcement. F-Zero 99 was shown, and this is actually the next entry in the 99 series that we've known to love. Basically, it's F-Zero from the SNES, but this time you'll be racing against 98 other opponents. This really looks frantic and chaotic, but oh so fun. Just like all of the other 99 games, this one is free for members of the Nintendo Switch Online program. And guess what? It's coming out the same day! Okay, nice. I can't wait to try it out. The final wave for the Mario Kart DLC also received a trailer, this time showing off Daisy Circuit from Mario Kart Wii, as well as the new characters Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette. This final wave will be out this holiday season. I can't believe we're almost already at the end. Time flies by so fast. The final announcement of this direct was a full-blown remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Oh my goodness. This classic GameCube game is such a good one, and I'm super happy it's getting a remake. Mario RPG fans are actually being blessed by Nintendo. I mean, first we get Mario RPG, and now we get Paper Mario? Man, 2024 can't come any sooner! Alright, well now let's talk about the new games that I played during the month. Actually, it was only a single game. It is the free F-Zero one. I already pretty much mentioned everything the game is. It's F-Zero on the SNES in widescreen and played online against 98 other players. This gets crazy real quick, and just like any other Battle Royale titles available on Switch, getting that #1 Victory Royale ain't easy. Thankfully, the gameplay is fun enough, and even if you don't win, you'll have fun playing the game. There's different tracks and vehicles to choose from, and there's typically always a special event happening that changes the gameplay a bit. All in all, it's a good game, but it's not gonna be life-changing. October is here, and Detective Pikachu is finally out and ready to play. But I didn't play it though, I don't know, I just looked at some reviews and gameplay footage and it looked a bit generic and very slow. There seems to be a lot of dialogue and not a lot of playing. I guess the game's just not for me. Sonic Superstars was also released during that month, and well, it's a generic Sonic game. It's a bit of a shame, especially after having played Sonic Frontiers. I was really hyped about upcoming Sonic games, but this one just didn't do much for me. It's fun, but doesn't include anything that makes it stand out from other 2D Sonic games. Obviously, the big title out for this month is the brand new Super Mario Wonder game, and well, it's amazing! It's good to finally see a 2D Mario game that's not part of the new Super Mario Bros. Series. I had nothing against it, but the art style kinda overstayed its welcome, and it needed to go. Every single level in Mario Wonder is an adventure in itself, built with certain gimmick in mind, and every single level features a Wonder Flower that changes the way you play it. Sometimes these flowers will alter your appearance, turning you into a spiky boulder, a chubby balloon, or a pile of goo that sticks to the wall, and other times, the level will be the one affected by the flower. Like some pipes will start moving, platforms will appear out of thin air, and the screen will just flip on its side. The game also introduces a new badge system that allows you to collect and then equip badges that give you new abilities, like being able to glide using your hat, or being able to run very fast. Those badges are very fun to use and can actually make levels easier or more difficult depending on the ones you use. Mario Wonder can still be played in local multiplayer with up to 4 players enjoying it at once, but you can also connect online to play with friends or random players. This online experience is actually very different from what we're used to see. Instead of sharing the screen with people, you'll be playing on your own and will see ghosts of other players in their own games. You cannot really interact with them physically, but you can always send some little emotes and place standees, which are like signposts that can be used to revive other players, and they can also be used to revive yourself. As you die, you turn into this little ghost and you can move around for a few seconds while begging others for help. This is actually a really interesting mechanic, and I played the entire game with this feature on, and it really helps you not feel alone on the quests. There are many worlds to explore, levels to discover, and bosses to defeat, and yeah, this is truly a brilliant 2D Mario game. Mario Party 3 was also added for the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack membership, and well, this game had been announced last year, so yeah, it's about time. November is finally here, and well, that means that the Super Mario RPG remake is out. I have to say that this is one of the greatest remakes I've ever seen a company create. It is very faithful to the original SNES game, bringing back pretty much every single little detail, characters, Easter eggs, mini-games, while improving upon it by adding new gameplay mechanics and a couple of secret boss fights after you finish the main story. This is a turn-based RPG game where you control Mario and a bunch of weird characters like Mallow, Geno, Bowser, and even Princess Peach, and you'll fight even weirder enemies. The story is all over the place, but it's very cool, and well, it's one of these games that are so well made and feature a lot of replayability. This one isn't really long and can be beaten in about 12 to 15 hours, but it is pure fun from beginning to end. I seriously enjoy my time with the game, even though I wish the game would be a bit longer. The post-game content was also pretty interesting, adding new bosses, but I have to admit that some of these rematch fights were a bit annoying and frustrating. WarioWare Move It was also released during the month of November, and wow, is this one better than the other WarioWare game that's available on Switch. It's way more faithful to what WarioWare is supposed to be, in my opinion. A bunch of random micro games and weird ways of beating them. The game shares a lot of similarities with the Wii game WarioWare Smooth Moves, and that's a good thing. Basically, you will be shown different forms and ways to hold your Joy-Cons to do all sorts of crazy body movements in some very fast-paced micro games. You'll definitely feel and look silly while doing those movements, but that's the beauty of WarioWare. It is dumb and fun. Sadly, just like the previous titles, this game is on the very short side, and playing it for a few hours is all it takes to beat it. Thankfully, it is a party game and the replayability is really high, so you'll definitely want to get back to it when you have friends over. And speaking of great couch games, the 6th and final wave of the Mario Kart Booster Pass Course Pack is here, and it features even more tracks to choose from. Wii's Rainbow Road, Madrid Drive, DK Mountain, Daisy Circuit, Piranha Plant Cove, Bowser Castle 3, Rome Venti, and Rosalina's Ice Whirl are the final picks. And well, I have to admit that this DLC was very well worth the price, especially with all of the bonus characters as well. This final DLC also added a new item pick option when playing in Versus mode. This allows you to toggle items on and off, which surprisingly wasn't a mechanic in the base game. There's also now a music player mode, allowing you to listen to all of the great bangers the game features. Heck, this DLC also features its very own credit screen if you beat the game in single player. This may sound dumb, but you can tell a lot of love was poured into this DLC. Farewell Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you have been good to me. But to be fair, I'm actually now ready to move on to the next game in the franchise. But first, let's check out December, another month where not a lot of things came out. The Batman Arkham Trilogy was finally released, and well, sadly, it's one of the worst ways to experience this epic game series. The frame rate and performance is kind of meh, which is a bit sad, considering it used to run well on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 back in 2009. Speaking of games that run poorly on Switch, the second wave of DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is now out, so yeah, I guess. January 2024 is finally here, and well, Nintendo did not hold a direct, but instead decided to give us a launch date for the Splatoon 3 Side Order DLC. It's coming out next month in February, yay! A new transformation trailer for Princess Peach Showtime was also revealed, showing off a few of Peach's costumes that we'd get to play once the game comes out. Once again, I'm not so sure what the game is all about, and I'm not so sure it's meant for me, but I guess we'll know soon enough, cause it releases in March. The main game I did play during January was Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and not gonna lie, it was really good. It's a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania where you get to explore giant areas while fighting evil monsters and dodging all sorts of spikes, traps, and other hazards. The prince does have a few cool abilities and weapons that he uses to solve those puzzles, and yeah, it was a really fun game. I've read somewhere that the game was considered a commercial failure and that the team that made it was actually disbanded and moved on to other projects, and that's a shame. This game had so much potential. Remember that game, Another Code Recollection, that was announced last year? Well, it's out now, and I haven't played it yet. The reviews seem to say it's actually pretty decent, so I guess I'll have to give it a go sometime. It's time for February, and well, we were blessed with a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Bummer. Still, a couple cool games were revealed during the presentation, such as Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed, a remake of a classic Wii game that was apparently very good. A new Monkey Ball game was also revealed called Banana Rumble, and I mean, you can never have enough Monkey Ball games on a single platform, can you? World of Goo 2 was also revealed during the Direct, and wow, I didn't expect a sequel to this game I used to play so long ago. This was one of the first indie titles I played in my life, and that was before indie titles were actually a thing. I'm definitely looking forward to the sequel. That was pretty much everything I cared about that was announced during the presentation. Oh, well, I guess Nintendo did end the Direct with a trailer for Endless Ocean Luminous, a sequel to Endless Ocean on the Wii. And well, it's a game where you explore the ocean and you take pictures of fishes. Yay! A Pokemon Presents also happened in February, and it revealed a brand new game in the Pokemon Legends series called Z-A. It was only a teaser trailer and didn't really show anything, but hey, as a fan of Pokemon Legends Arceus, count me in for this one. For Valentine's Day, Nintendo gave us another Princess Peach Showtime trailer, this time showing off even more costumes. Okay, you convinced me, Nintendo, I'll pick it up, just release the dang game already. A new Sonic game was unveiled for the Switch called Sonic X Shadow Generations, and basically, from what I gathered, it's a remake of Sonic Generations, but it also includes a brand new game called Shadow Generations. I've heard great things about the classic Sonic Generation game, but I've never played it, so yeah, this time I'll give it a go. Now for the games I played during the month, well, obviously the remake for Mario vs. Donkey Kong came out, and well, it's fun. This is a neat little puzzle game where you have to grab a key and find a way to bring it to the keyhole to proceed to the next level. Along the way, you'll gather some mini Mario robots and you'll use them to defeat the evil Donkey Kong. It's a really fun game. But as it is a remake, I cannot praise it that much. It does the job, but it's way too pricey for what it actually is. But if you want bang for your bucks, well, the Splatoon 3 Side Order DLC is finally out, and wow, this one is amazing. Basically, you must climb up a tower using an elevator, and you have to stop on every single floor. Before attempting each floor, you'll get to pick an ability that improves your character, allowing you to save ink, or making your attack stronger, giving you extra health, etc. And if at any point you die, well, you're gonna go back down to the ground floor and will lose all of the abilities you got. Thankfully, as you go up, you'll gain Priz, which are little points that you can exchange for permanent power-ups. Basically, it's a roguelike, so you are meant to die a lot of times to improve your character until you can finally get to the top and win. There are many different weapons you'll collect, and well, if you're like me, you'll want to get a win with every single weapons. I really enjoy my time with this DLC, and it's by far my favorite mode in the entire Splatoon franchise. Yup, they got me good, I loved it. Hopefully, a new roguelike Splatoon mode will be part of all of the future titles in the franchise. So yeah, that was it for year 7. Pretty solid lineup of games with Mario RPG, Mario Wonder, a new WarioWare, a new Pikmin, a bunch of Mario Kart tracks, and the best Zelda game ever! This is definitely in my top 3 of the best years for being a Switch owner. But I do have a feeling that we might be approaching the end of this console. Join me next time as we'll explore the most recent year, the 8th one, the final year before the Switch 2 releases.